Okay. Good or bad? Well, my 2023 sucked. Okay. That's no reflection on how your 2024 is going to be. Zero. I had a great 2023. Well, that could have a reflection on 2024, but only if you feed off the momentum. Okay. Stop being the person you were in the past and start being the person you are today. Now, I'm not even talking about the past being 2023. How many of here know people, know real estate agents that still brag about how successful they were in 2013? I see it on email signatures all the time. President's Club, Coldwell Banker, 2003. When we're trying to recruit agents, right? Okay, great. I was the expired master in 2009 and 2010. Y'all know that 2010 was 14 years ago. So some of y'all were the expired master 14 years ago. Oh, I used to crush it with the REO business. That was 2009. That was 15 years ago. The world has changed. We have color TV. It's a whole different ballgame. Doesn't matter, good or bad. Your past doesn't mean anything. It's what you do today moving forward. Okay. So you want to get your mind right. You got to start fresh. You got to start with this mentality of I'm done, right? Good or bad, I'm done. 2023 is over. I'm moving on to 2024. And I should only be focused on the opportunities, not the negativities, which is point number two. You want to get your mind in the right spot. Focus on the opportunities, not the negativities. Does everyone here believe that interest rates are going to go down in 2024? Most people believe that, right? Okay. Well, what if they don't? I see some of you, going, okay, who cares? And some of you chose not to respond because there's probably a sense of fear. What if interest rates will go? What if the feds decide, screw it? You know what? We're going to raise them again. The hell with it. How is that going to impact you? Is it going to impact you? Do you have any control over the interest rates? Zero. Oh, and by the way, anyone who says they can predict interest rates a liar. And I could share 1,000 stories about I heard rates are going to do this, and they do the opposite. Okay. Well, inventory is predicted to go up this year. What if the inventory doesn't go up this year? What if home people still decide they don't want to sell their house in terms of the previous compared to previous years? How's that going to have an impact on you? See, you don't have any control over this stuff, but you can't focus on the negativity. Well, what if interest rates don't go down? What if inventory doesn't increase? What if, what if, what if, what if? Get out of the what if business. Focus on what you can do. Focus on your opportunities. So here's an opportunity. There's 300,000 real estate agents that aren't going to renew their board dues today. That's an opportunity. There's probably another 300,000 that are going to renew them, but they forgot to take it off auto pay. There's an opportunity there. Okay. There are databases up for grabs. Online lead companies have never had more leads in their lives. That's opportunities because you should be capturing them before they get to online leads. Prices are up, means you can make more money per transaction. That's an opportunity. Focus on your opportunities, not the negatives. Well, it's an election year. I know it comes every 4 years. So 4 years ago, did you just have the worst year of your life because it was an election year? Makes no impact. Zero. Okay. So don't focus on the negativities, focus on the opportunities. Okay. I wrote down here in terms of getting your mind right for Monster 2024, set realistic goals. Set realistic goals. What's the old sales cliche? Reach for the moon, and even if you miss, what is it? You all know it. Somebody say it.
Land on the stars.
You'll be amongst the stars, which sounds to me like I'm floating aimlessly in space. I'm not a sales cliche person. I think sales cliches are not any good. Every no gets me closer to a yes. Well, not if you don't fix your pitch. Would you maybe possibly maybe think about it? I mean, only if you want to, maybe possibly if it's just not a big deal, maybe work with me about buying or selling a house one day. No. Closer to a yes. Oh, not a you might want to get a better script. You know what happens when most people shoot for the moon? They don't set realistic goals. Halfway through the year, they quit because don't think their goals achievable. Happens all the time. I want to do 40 deals this year. Okay, how many did you do last year? 4. Rooting for you. Not going to happen. Okay. And then all that's going to happen is at June, you're going to look and go, well, I'm supposed to be at 20 and I'm at 4. And you're going to be pissed and disappointed, and you're not going to push as hard as you should the rest of the year because you're so far off your goal. When the reality is you've already matched your production from the year before, halfway through the year, which means you might be actually be able to double your business year over year. So set goals that expand, set goals that are challenging, right? But you have to set realistic goals because otherwise you'll just get frustrated. You don't want to do that. Okay. Plus, if you don't set realistic goals, you're not even sure the step by steps to achieve them. Okay, so look at your realistic goal because we're developing. I want you to write this down. We have to develop a winning mentality. So 2023, my main message was no matter what. What no matter what, no matter what, no matter what. What is your no matter what goal for the day? What is this? 2024 is all about winning mentality. Now, I've talked about winning mentality before, but we're going to talk a lot about developing that winning mentality. If I don't set realistic goals, I never have any wins because I'm never achieving what I'm trying to accomplish. But if I could set realistic goals, I can get little wins. Well, in order to do this, I have to get an escrow every 2 weeks. And then you get an escrow every 2 weeks. And bam, you got it. You got to win, right? I got a lead. I got an appointment. I got something. I know it's leading towards the right path. It's those little wins that's developing my positive mindset. When you win once, are you motivated to go win again?
Yes.
Are you excited to go win again? When you lose, are you excited to go play again? Typically, no. When you're setting unrealistic goals, it's loss after loss after loss after loss after loss after loss. And pretty soon it's just bummer, bummer, bummer. Why do I keep doing this? But if I set realistic goals, it's got to win. I'm going to keep going. I got another win. I'm going to keep going. I got another win. I'm going to keep going. And then you get that snowball effect. Okay. So set realistic goals. All right. I wrote down here next mindset, right? Creating an unbreakable mind to have a monster 2024. Okay. This goes without saying, but you have to surround yourself with positivity. but not just with people. According to a study, I read this recently. What is the biggest thing in the world today that affects people's mental health? Anybody
Media.
want to take a guess? What'd you say, David?
Media.
Media. What kind?
Social media.
Social media. So I bring this up because we always talk about surrounding yourself with positivity of who you surround yourself with. Okay. But you need to take it a step further. What are you surrounding yourself with? Because you could be around the most positive people there are. But according to studies, the biggest impact on people's mental health from a negative standpoint is social media. That's stuff that you're choosing to follow. So you might be surrounding yourself with the right people, but everything that you're scrolling on your phone, everything you're following is negativity feeding into your brain. So when I say surround yourself with positivity, it's not just the people, it's who are you following? What are you reading? Because I saw Veronica say books. Yeah, books. Are you reading positive books, negative books? David said the media, which is right. What news are you watching? What papers are you reading? What websites are you going to? Now, this one is very, very, very crucial for 2024. Why? Why is this very, very crucial for 2024 specifically?
It's an election year.
It's an election year. Oh, baby. And I got to tell you, nothing stirs up people more than talking about crap they know nothing about, which is politics. I hate this person's politics. Well, what would you do? I don't know. That's not a good start. We've got to fix this problem. How do you propose we do that? I don't know. Okay, good, good. I'm glad that we're having an argument in politics. But people do it. And then they go online. I hate this person, hashtag, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And then you get involved in this crap negativity. I have something. Okay. Almost everyone here is from California. I'm going to say something to you that some of you are going to be upset about that are very, righteous. I'm going to say something. Your vote doesn't in California. Why are you so worked about politics? When election night comes, this is how it's going to go in California. 1% of the precincts counted, they've already given it to the winner. They already know who's going to get the electoral votes in California. It's a wrap. It's over. Why do you get so worked up? Why do you let other people get you worked up about something you have no control over? The biggest myth in politics is that every vote counts. It's a lie. It's a lie. And you're going to let people's how they feel about things or how somebody in Michigan feels about things. Who cares? You've got to control that in 2024. Don't get involved with the politics. Okay. Unless you are want to personally go and get involved in politics. You want to be a mayor, you want to be a senator, you want to be something. By all means, go for it. Your life is to be a real estate agent. You got to get the hell out of that stuff. Okay. You just do. It's so much negativity because everyone is wrong, apparently. So surrounding yourself with positivity, the people, the stuff you're reading, who are you following on social media? Can't give you suggestions. I'm not on social media. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I don't have any of that stuff. TikTok. I don't have any of that stuff. And yet everyone feels like I'm a pretty positive person. I wonder if there's a coincidence there. So who are you following? Okay, makes all the difference. But again, going back to the people, who are you surrounding yourself with? When you leave the office, who are you going to surround yourself with? Going to surround yourself with people that are challenging you, pushing you to be better because they're doing better, or going back to the same crew that you ran reckless with in high school that never grew up? And I can relate because I was in that about 10, 15 years ago. I had to have some really hard conversations with people. But you got to surround yourself with that positivity. Real estate. What real estate articles are you reading? What real estate people are you following? Because there's some real estate people that I used to follow, and I'm like, man, everything you guys talk about is negative. All you do is talk bad about real estate agents. All you do is it's all about negativity. I'm good, man, good. You gotta get your mind all around that positivity. Okay. Now, some of you are sitting there going, you know, the most negative people in my life are Robert and my kids. Well, tough break. You can't. I look at son, you're 9. It's been fun. Okay. But, you're just really bringing me down. Okay. Can't do that. Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. I wrote here next. Get your mindset. Schedule self care. It's on the same thing, but schedule self care. So here's what I mean. How many of you, I got a feeling some of you aren't going to tell the truth. How many of you working out is part of your routine or you would like it to be part of your routine? Either nobody's listening or this is a very sad
For me, it is, yes.
group.
Yes.
So is it scheduled? Do you have scheduled workouts? You should. Well, Robert, how do I do that? Well, wake up earlier. Take a break. Take a 30-minute break. Okay, go for a run. Go do something. But is your if working out is part of or you want it to be part of your self-care, then schedule it. What about, spa days or massages or golf outings or things like that? Are those in your schedule? Are those in your calendar? Schedule those things. And here, if you need some help with it, go to one of those things and get a membership because then you're going to definitely schedule it. Otherwise, you're not going to keep paying for something every month that you're not using. Schedule your massages, schedule your spa days, schedule your golf outings or whatever it is that you do for recreational activities, okay, to keep yourself right. But you got to schedule that stuff. If it's not in the calendar, what's the end of that sentence?
It doesn't
It
exist.
doesn't
It doesn't
exist.
exist. That's for personal and professional. Okay. What about your, simple things? You know when you need a haircut. Schedule it. Okay. Schedule those self days, right? Or whatever other things that help you relax. Go into a, yoga, meditation, whatever the case may be. But you got to schedule that self-care. If you don't schedule it, it doesn't exist. And then your life just becomes work, paying bills, going home, work, paying bills, going home, work, paying bills, going home. Anybody sign up for just that? No, nobody would. That leads to what we call burnout, which is a whole other class. So schedule the self-care stuff, right? Whatever that may be. Now, some of you, because like me, like I don't do spa days. I don't do massages. Okay, I don't do things like that. So it's like well, you might be like me, go, well, what can I schedule? I don't know, schedule a day at the beach. Go rent a boat. Okay. Go on a hiking adventure. I don't know, something that's your own self-care. Everybody's different, but you got to schedule that stuff. Otherwise, it just never happens. And then you get burned out. Do you want to reach your goals in 2024? Show of hands. Yes, you want to reach your goals in 2024. Here's the downside. It's going to require a lot of work. Okay. It's just the truth. It's going to require a lot of work to hit your goals in 2024. If you don't schedule self-care, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out. And I don't want to see you burn out because it doesn't benefit you in any way, doesn't benefit me in any way. Okay. But you're going to have to work if you want to hit your goals 2024. You've got to schedule that time to relax, to enjoy yourself, to take a break, to get your mind right. Right. because you're going to have to put in the work. Yeah. All right. I wrote down here next on making sure you get your mind right for 2024. Visualizations. Visualizations. So here's what I wrote down in the visualizations. There's vision boards. Okay. Congratulations, Vanessa. Way to go. There's vision boards, and a lot of you did vision boards. I've got my vision board, right? It's right here in front of my desk. I look at it all the time on my giant vision board, right? Boom, right in front of me. But let's say you're not a vision board person. The most basic visualization that I want you to do is write down your goals. What do you want to accomplish personally and professionally? And you need to have those in front of you all the time. So finish this quote for me. Out of sight, out of what?
Out of mind.
Out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. How many people here, show of hands, have ever gone to work simply because it was Tuesday and you're supposed to go to work on Tuesdays? Everybody raise your hand. This is a safe place. David, please don't raise your hand. That's fucking driving. You always driving, make me nervous. See you in the car. Keep your hand on the wheel. Right? We're all guilty of it. Try to limit those days. Because those days happen. It's like, oh, it's Tuesday. I'm gonna go to work. What if you had your goals in front of you? Like, I'm going to work today because I want to go to Europe and it's gonna cost this much money, and I've got to go find a deal today. What if that was your mentality going to work on Tuesday instead of it's Tuesday, I'm supposed to go to work? Or my wife wants me out of the house. Everyone's got different stuff. Okay. Different lives for everybody. It's all good. Okay. Honey, it's a holiday. Just go to work anyways. I'm sure that happens in other people's homes too. No, just mine. All right. But visualize that. Have your goals in front of you all the time, at your desk, at your car, on your nightstand, keeping you motivated, ready to go. Real estate can be a very lonely business. Okay. And it can be, is most of our day when we're trying to generate business, do we receive more positive results or negative results when we're prospecting?
Negative. Objection.
Negative.
Time.
Negative. Negative. Like by a tonfold. We're praying to make 30 contacts to get a lead. We're hoping if some of you do your numbers analyzers, it's gosh, I'm 300 contacts to a closing. Okay, that means it was 299 contacts that didn't lead to a closing. Okay, and 300 is good, by the way, for those that do a lot of prospecting, do a lot of business. We're fighting through no's all the time. If we don't have some sort of visualization, some sort of vision board, some sort of our goals in front of us, and we're just relying on our mental side of remembering things and motivating us, it becomes harder to do that when you get so much rejection. So keep the visualization in front of you all the time to keep you grinding, keep you going. Because again, in 2024, you're going to have to hear no a hell of a lot more than you did in 2023 if you want to reach your goals. And some of you are sitting there going, Robert, I heard no a lot in 2023. You're going to have to hear it more. Somebody asked me the other day about, they said the top two people in the company, which are Mark and Al and Melinda. They said, what makes them different? And I said, they hear no more than you do. It's the easiest answer there is. Well, what do you mean? They probably don't hear no very often. I guarantee you, Melinda Elmer hears no more than everybody on this call. So you want to hit your goals in 2024, you got to hear no more often. But the only way you can hear no more often is if you keep visualizing the positive outcome of keeping to hear these no's to keep you grinding, to keep you going, to keep getting better. Okay? Because I'm looking at my vision board right now, right? As a company, we need to hit 2,500 transactions closed. So when somebody tells me and says, "Oh, I went on a listing appointment, but I didn't get it," I take that as my listing appointment because I need the units. But I don't go, "Well, crap, man, we suck. We're terrible." I go, "You're on the right path. You got an appointment, which means you can get another one. Let's go." Right? Because I see 2,500 in front of me. I'm not going to get bummed out. We're going to get there. That visualization makes a difference. All right. All right. I wrote down here next. A couple more points on getting your mind in the right spot. Let me or the company be harder on you than you are on yourself. Let me or the company be harder on you than you are on yourself. So here's what I mean by that. I am, without a doubt, your biggest cheerleader. Now, some of you have other words to describe me. That's fine. Okay. Because I can be pushy. I can be intense. I can be, come on, come on, come on, go, 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 go. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay. But I'm always going to celebrate your wins. I'm always going to do that stuff. But some of you get so hard on yourselves that it almost becomes a dysfunction. Okay. So let the company push you harder, expect more from you, hold you to high accountability, set high standards for you more than you do for yourself because some of you you beat yourself up way too much. And that is going to crush your mindset in 2024. I have high expectations for the company. The only way I can have high expectations for the company is if I have high expectations for you. So trust me, you have expectations. I'm happy to hold you accountable to those or share those expectations. I just told you, we got to close 2,500 transactions. We got to hit 33 million in gross commission. It's a lot of money. I promise you, the company does not get a lot of that. Okay, because some of you are like, "Oh, 33 million, you guys are going to be rolling in dough." Agents get this much. We get this much. Okay. But you can't be so hard on yourselves all the time. It's a tough gig. Real estate's a tough business. Now, it's better than digging ditches. Okay. But it's a tough gig. You got to go hunt if you want to eat. Okay. You want food, you got to go get it. You want business, you have to go get it. This is a tough gig. And when you go hunt and you miss a shot, and then then the head goes down and the shoulders slump, and it's like, man, come on. Why do you beat yourself up so quickly? Most people aren't even pretending to go take a shot. Most people don't even know where the gun is. At least you're there, you're participating, you're in the game. That's so much better than ever. We have 700 agents in the company, 641 to be exact. I don't know who 300 of them are. Do you know how hard that is for me to not know who you are? I am everywhere. Travel to the offices. I do 4 classes a week. I'm on Telegram. I am the most annoying director of real estate in the country. And there's 300 people in the company that I have to go to Jesse and go, "Are you sure these people work for us?" Well, they're not going to be working for us, friend. But they're not even in the game. You're in the game. You're participating. Don't beat yourself up so damn much. You miss a shot, forget it. That's okay. You have a bad day, you get up and do it again tomorrow. You get better and better and better and better. They pick someone else because they offered a lower commission. You know what? That happens every day. So what? You go find another appointment. At least you're in getting appointments. I wrote up an offer. It didn't get accepted. At least you're writing up offers. You're in the game. You're right there. You are going to crush anything you can accomplish in 2024 if you beat yourself up on every little itty bitty thing. Just be in the game. Be in the game. And I don't care what anyone, and then here's the other point I wrote down underneath this point. We're almost done. I don't care what any other coach says. I don't care what any other coaching program says. I don't care what anything else says. Okay. And people may not like this, and other coaching programs may say he's crazy, and that's fine. But you know what? You need to go be in front of people, even if they might not be super motivated. You got to be in the game. So let me give you an example. Well, Robert, I'm talking to a seller, and they're not totally sure about where they're going to go to yet. So I don't know how motivated they are. Go, go visit them. Go see them. But they might not be super motivated. Go see them. Get in the game. Because if you don't go see them, then I don't even have a chance. I don't have a chance to get a listing. I don't have a chance to get a referral if they're doing something else. I don't have a chance to build my database. I don't have a chance to get a referral lead from them. I got nothing. I just threw up my hands and said, forget about it. I'm over it. Guess I'll just go back to doing this. Get in the game. Go see the people. Well, should I do a buyer consultation? They haven't been pre-approved yet. I don't care. Do a buyer consultation. Get in the game. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just get in the game. Okay. Some of you, that's, I don't know how many of you need to hear that one, but there are some of you that really need to hear that one. Okay. Don't beat yourself up. Be excited that you're in the game. Get in the game. Yeah. Which brings me to my next point. Okay. Last couple points here. Celebrate the small wins. You want to keep your mind right in 2024, celebrate the small wins. Every win, no matter how small. I want you to think about a fear that you have in real estate. Maybe your fear is you don't like door knocking. Maybe your fear is you don't like going after for sale by owners. Maybe your fear is you don't like calling your database. I want you to just do one of those and then go have a drink and celebrate. If you don't drink, go have some cider. Okay. I don't want to get anybody off the wagon. All right. I don't need more stuff on my plate. But celebrate those small wins, right? Celebrate. You know what, Robert? God, I've always had this fear about going after for sale by owner. As soon as this meeting's done, call one. And I know this is what's going to happen. You're going to call and you're going to go, please don't answer, 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 please don't answer. Please don't, yes. I know that's what's going to happen, but I still want you to go write it down in a journal. Call it for sale by owner. Went and door knock, got a lead. The lead turned out they didn't qualify, turned into nothing. That's okay. Got a lead. Celebrate the small wins. Keep yourself going in 2024. All right. All right. Last 2 points here. I wrote down here. You want to keep your mind super positive in 2024 to keep your mind in the right spot. I'm going to steal a Neil Schwartz quote. When the body's in motion, the mind will follow. Keep moving forward. If you want to keep the mind right in 2024, keep moving forward. Keep going. Because when we get stagnant, that's when we let the mind wander. And does our mind typically wander to positivity or negativity? Help me.
Negative.
Negativity. It's okay to participate. Okay. The mind will wander more to negativity than positivity. So when we're stagnant, when we're still, we let the mind wander, and the mind typically wanders to negativity versus positivity, and then it gets harder to get back up. Keep going, keep moving. Okay. It's something as simple as I'm going to role play today. I'm going to practice my listing presentation. I'm going to write out a script. I'm going to go preview property. I'm going to do, I'm going to do, I'm going to do. Keep moving. If you want to keep the mind going, keep moving. No, Robert, I keep hitting failures. That's okay. Keep going. Now, maybe tomorrow, if you keep hitting failures in your prospecting, spend all day practicing, role playing, okay, to get better at it. But keep moving, keep going. Don't let the mind get stagnant. Otherwise, it wanders, and then that's no good for anybody. Okay. And then I have more, but we'll end on this one. Okay. We'll end on this one. And this one's more specific for real estate agents. If you want to keep your mind in the right spot, engage more. Engage more. So here's what I mean. On here, okay? I mean, we got classes. I get it. You know, some of you will get tired of Zoom. There's really no other way for us to do classes, okay, to get everybody involved. Okay? It's just so, but be on here, be engaged with what Terry's saying or Hunter's saying or Neil's saying. Well, I don't, Robert, I came to you because it's the first class of the year, but I never want to hear you talk again for the rest of the year. That's fine. Okay. Engage with everyone else that's doing classes. Engage in the offices. I just showed you how we're going to be doing Mega Mondays. I'm going to be going around. Randy's going around. Keith is going to be going around doing one-on-one meetings. Engage with people there. Engage with the agents. So the more you engage with people, especially in our company, the better your mind will be. Because again, we have such a positive influx of people. Yes, we push. Yes, I'm intense, and I'm never going to get rid of that. Okay. It's just not going to happen. I have on my vision board right there. Keep Jordan mentality. Because that's where I'm at my best, is when I have my Jordan mentality. And he was a fairly intense individual. But we're always going to cheer you on. We're always going to be there for support. We're always going to, hey, oh, I need a tip. Here you go. Here's one. Go do this. The more you engage, the more you'll keep your mind in a better spot. Questions on what we went over today? Right. Very good. All right, everybody. That's all I got. Hopefully, you got something out of this. If you didn't, sorry. I'll try again next year.
Hey, Robert,
If you did, come back tomorrow. Yes, Mike.
I just got a question. A question. You said that, last year somehow, numbers were a little down, but some agents really excel and did better. Uh, can you tell me, I know in general, everybody did maybe, the majority did a little low, but the people that did more, what specifically they do that you see the characteristic? When my friend said, these are the characteristic, what did they do to excel the way they did it in a very, average year like last year?
So I'll give you the three things I saw different in those people. Okay. I already mentioned one, they heard no more. So I think back to the agents, because some of our agents that actually are really mega producers didn't do more last year. They still had great years, but they didn't do more. But we had some agents that went from 100,000 to 200,000, that went from, so on and so forth. Those agents that I think about, they've never talked to more people than they have in their life. Okay. They simply heard no more often. Okay. It really is a numbers game. But when I say hear no more often, it's got to be verbal. Verbal conversations are where it's at. I understand it's 2024 now and there's text messages and social media. But if you want to do more business, you've got to have more verbal conversations with people. Okay. So that's number one, is more verbal conversation, essentially leading to more no's, but more verbal conversations. The second thing is they really, really work their database to a high level. So I think about those agents that did more, and some of them are just are in my head right now. And I think about they've never been in more contact with their database. So if they were contacting them every 3 months, they started contacting them every 2 months, sometimes every month. If it was every 6 months, it might have been every 3 months. Like they've never been in more contact with their database. And that's the giant bulk of our business in our company. So they threw out all of the things we as salespeople tell ourselves of, oh, I don't want to bombard them. I don't want to beg for business. They never talk to their database more often, but bringing value every time, right? Asking questions. What have you heard? What have you things along those lines. And the third thing that I would say from that group of people is they identify their strengths and weaknesses and just doubled down on their strengths and got rid of their weaknesses. So what I mean by that is we have some agents that the reason they did so much work with their database is because they gave up calling, whatever, probates. They got tired of doing probates, so they got rid of that. But in reverse, we had a couple agents do more probates last year than they've ever done in their lives. So whatever their strengths was, they doubled down on their strengths and just stopped working on their weaknesses, even if it's something that, again, worked for them in the past or things like that. So you have to identify what is actually working for you and do more of that, and then what's not working and do less. And everyone's different. We have an agent, I think of right off the top of my head, that went from, I think in 2022 they did 7 transactions, and then they did 16 in 2023. So I mean they doubled their unit count, and one of their biggest sources of business is open houses. Which, for those of you that follow Mike Ferry, is like, oh my God, don't do open houses. Okay, great. Well, then give them to her. She'll do them and can close a bunch of deals. Sorry. But so she was calling agents. Can I host an open house? Can I host an open house? Can I open an open house? Agents with the company without, can I host an open house? Because she was just, every time she would do an open house, she'd find a deal. So there's no right or wrong source, but figure out what's really working for you and double down on it, and what's not working for you and stop doing that. So I would say those are the three biggest things. But I guess the fourth one would be the last thing I said is they're really engaged. They're really engaged. And what I mean is like they're on these classes. Whether it be, again, I don't whoever, pick the people you want to listen to, pick the topics, but they engage on this. They're in the office all the time. They engage with the agents, they engage with the staff, right? Some of you think that you're bugging the hell out of Cindy, and Cindy loves it because she's like, God, I love it when they call and ask questions. And those agents tend to be the ones that do the most business, is that they're just really, really engaged. And when I say go to the office, I mean go to the office and engage. Because sometimes I go to the offices and the parking lot looks full. And then I walk in and I'm like, place looks empty. And it's because there's people that go into their private offices and close the door, or they go into the conference room and close the door. What are you doing? You know, I mean, go to Diamond Bar and see if Jack Ma sits in his office. Go to Hemet. They don't even have private offices. See if Lauren Espy is not in the middle of the sales floor. Okay. Melinda works with her door open. And when I'm there, she works on the sales floor. She hides in her office. She goes into her office when I'm not there. I know how she works. But she'll be out on the floor if I'm there. Right? Mark and Al, they have their own private office in Glendora, but they all prospect next to each other. It's not like Mark goes into his office, Al goes in there, Robbie goes, no, they're all right next to each other. So when I say engage, I mean go to the office and actually engage. So I would say those are some of the biggest factors with some of those people. I got to tell you, it's not big stuff. You know, I mean, Neil really says it right when he says there's nothing special about special people. It's not big stuff. It's just little stuff. It's small tweaks. And there's no right or wrong answer, because some of these, look at, if any of this ever, I'm gonna stop recording.